Episode number 373.
When you can relate to somebody who is going through the same thing that you went through, it just makes me that much more excited and willing to help get them to that next level, because now it's not about how much money I make anymore. It's all about how many people can I impact.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up, especially on days like this when we can talk about family life, business, and I think you're going to want to join the Family First Life with my man, Joshua Crisp. Joshua, are you ready to be real?
I am, man. Like, your energy is so contagious. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be as excited as you are.
Let's go, baby. Absolutely, man. I got to find a way to bottle this thing and package it and sell it some way in a can, like LaCroix or something like that. Drink LaCroix and get energy. But God bless you, my man. I love everything you're doing in your life and taking folks a little into your, journey. You basically were able to help build your, business to over $500,000 business without tons of stress. And basically you came to the thought where, hey, if I can do this, other people can do this. And you are specifically in the insurance business, but this can tailor to anyone in sales, anyone that's helping people out. But obviously we have a lot of people that deal with insurance in their businesses as well as also sell insurance. I know a few people that personally do insurance on a big level as well. And a lot of them, like you said, have been told kind of the false narrative of that their career is basically, kind of a lot of stress is involved is what they kind of feel like. And you're kind of giving these agents a new perspective, a way to live with their family first, obviously focus, which I love that family first life. But take me back into your journey, my man. Were you always into sales? Were you always into marketing things, creating businesses, or when did this point happen?
Yeah, so that's a question I get a lot. And the way the journey started is I grew up in a middle-class family, just like most of us. And I grew up where my mom and my stepdad, they worked at a grocery store where they were just making ends meet. I had a total of 5 siblings. So we had a rather large family. It was a blended family. But it just growing up, there were certain things that we could do and certain things we couldn't do because it came down to a budget. And finances just weren't always there. So I realized that I wanted to kind of separate myself from that type of lifestyle and what I was brought up to. So that way I could be put in a position where I didn't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. So I wanted to find an opportunity or industry where I could get paid for what I was worth. And that's really what led me to sales and the entrepreneur side is I knew that I was willing to work harder than anybody else in the room. And I was going to do whatever it took to make it happen. So as long as I believed in myself, I knew I was going to have a ton of success because I wasn't going to give up on myself. Right. So this was the biggest difference. And what really led me into insurance was when I was in high school, I took a marketing course and it was like operations and staffing, accounting, marketing, and business. Right. So or sales, excuse me. And when I was in that, I really originally wanted to do pharmaceutical sales because I looked like the average income was like $100,000 a year or more. And I was like, hey, this is it. This is going to take me to that next level. I'm all in. And then along with that pharmaceutical sales rep position, then we had to worry about going to college and getting a degree because most of them wanted it. And I've never really been a huge fan when it comes to sales, but it really kind of sparked my interest and getting into something that was going to be a lot faster. And it was going to allow me to really get started in my career without having to go get a 4-year degree and worry about all that student loan debt. So really what happened is I started off going into college and I realized it just wasn't for me. So, I'm proud to say I am a college dropout, but hey, it worked out for me.
Absolutely.
And what led me into insurance is when I was in college, I had a neighbor who had a buddy who always came over, drove a nice car, was real well dressed, and it sparked my interest. And finally one day I was just like, hey, dude, what does he do? Like, what's going on here? He's like, he sells life insurance. I go, he sells life insurance. I was like, I never thought about doing that, but okay, if he can do it, I can do it. So I went on to Craigslist. This was 11 years ago. I went on to Craigslist and I applied for every single life insurance position there was.
I love that.
And then within 3 days, I ended up getting a call back from the same exact company that guy worked for.
Oh, there you
and
go.
Then in a matter of like 3 to 6 months, ended up passing him up.
Wow.
I got to the highest level of the position with that company you could get to, where I was an agency owner. And then that's when I realized I decided to really take a step back and go start my own thing on the broker side. And that's really how my journey started in insurance.
That's awesome, dude. The most important thing in that is that you're willing to put in the work, though. Like that's the message the kids these days forget. Whether you take the route of college, which for some is a good route, or you take the route of not for college, which for many is a great route, it doesn't matter. Like, it's literally a piece of paper. You gotta like wake up every day and hustle that thing. And so when you saw the guy with the, he had stability. You saw, hey, I gave that a nice car. He's dressing nice, and most importantly, hey, it's a business that it's somewhat easy to understand. I mean, everyone needs it at some point, or a lot of people will want it at some point. And now I'm sure 11 years later, it's obviously easier to talk about. The business has evolved and grown. And then tell me the point where you kind of branded the family first mentality into the message.
Yeah. So I started as a captive agent, and those of you guys don't know really what that means. It just means that you're with one company, you only have access to their products, and you can't really go outside of it. So I felt restricted. I felt kind of like I was stuck in a box, and I really wanted to like explore other options. I've always been an innovative person. I've created lead generation companies and marketing companies. And on the captive side, you just couldn't do anything but only focus on what they wanted you to focus on within that company. So in 2019, I decided to move into the broker side. And what really changed the broker side is I really became independent. Even though I worked my way up to be in the highest position you could be on the captive side, and where most people start with that company to get to that point, that's actually when I walked away. So I was making the most money I've ever made. I had the most success I ever had. And I said, you know what?
Start from
I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to start from scratch and do it again. Because I believed in myself. I bet on myself. I knew I could do it. Right. And I realized that like, hey, I could make a ton of money and be miserable, or I'm getting older. Like, I got to make a move now. If I don't make a move now, I'm going to be stuck here. So I decided to take that leap of faith. And now, fast forward 2021, have an agency of over 150 agents. We're doing over $750,000 a month in issue paid volume. And we're absolutely crushing it. And now we're adapting into the virtual side and the telesales side.
Ooh, nice.
So our agency is just going to double again. And that just means more people around me are making money. They're excited. They're protecting more families. And it's giving us an opportunity to really just share the wealth with other people. And that's really the biggest reason why I left the captive side, is because I didn't have enough control to help support the people around me. We're going to the broker side. I knew I could put them in a position to make more money, have a better opportunity, have a better work-life balance, and provide the best resources with the best products to back it up. It was a no-brainer. At first, did I take a step back? But of course, anything good worth having doesn't come easy. So I knew I was going to have to grind a little bit at the beginning, but I'm still grinding, obviously. But it obviously took a lot more sacrifice to where we're at now, and life has never been better.
Dude, that's incredible, bro. And so then you've probably spent a lot of time then also on the recruitment side, finding new brokers to work underneath you, or people, et cetera, people to work underneath you, associates to develop sales relationships, et cetera, then?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, recruiting is massive in this industry. There's two ways to handle it. One, you could be a personal producer, which means you go out and you make the sales and it's all on your own pen or your book of business.
Right.
Or you build a team, duplicate yourself into them, teach them how to do exactly what you've done to get you to where you're at. And then you start building this massive stream of passive income based off of the people that are growing within your agency. And then you teach them how to, return the favor. Right. So it's an amazing concept, because, a lot of times people, they mistake us for like an MLM or a pyramid scheme.
Right. Which is typically
far from it, because like obviously this is regulated, it's insurance. You have to have a license. You have to pass a test.
Yes.
You have to pass a background check, right? So you have to have all of this in order. But the person at the top in like pyramid schemes and MLMs are typically the ones that are only making the money. Whereas here, you could start at the bottom and work your way at the top, but you're still making money along the whole time, the whole process.
If you're developing relationships, if you're making them sales, it's all about them. What you do every day,
right?
Like some agent comes on and just crushes it and makes more than anyone else. Hey, he's doing what he or she's doing, something that you guys all should follow. I mean, also at the end of the day, that's beautiful for you because you can offer them the opportunity to make some money, man, under a great brand. And how does it work? I know it's very regulated, right? So can you only work in certain states or certain regions at this point, or is it able to work beyond the regions? Or
so that's actually a really, really good point. And this also helped me make my decision when I was captive to becoming a broker. Is when I was captive, it was territory based.
Right.
So I could only work in my own small territory, and I couldn't really grow with that, outside of that, unless they gave me permission or somebody retired or passed away or whatever the case may be. Right. So now this is amazing. This is how wide open this opportunity is. I can hire and bring on anybody throughout the entire United States of America. They can do either where they do a face-to-face presentation and they go out and see people personally, or they could do a Zoom call where it's all video conferencing, Google Meets, FaceTime, or telesales, which the senior market is not too tech savvy. So sometimes you need to be able to just do it over the phone. We got voice signatures. I mean, technology is taking us to a completely different level in this industry that we can hire anybody, no matter what they're currently doing, where they've been, what they want to do. This is an opportunity at a ground level to give you a potential chance to grow within the company, because there's nobody at the top holding you down. We want to rise everybody up. And that's amazing because you don't really get that much anymore.
Dude, that is incredible. That is incredible. And I love seeing businesses like that were traditionally regulated with technology. We had Joseph at eMortgage Capital. They do the same in the kind of the lending space. You know what I mean? And they do a lot of different things with lending, thousands of agents all over the place, but they're disrupting that business because it can be home base for some of these folks. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of like the Patrick Bet-David, right? An incredible guy in the insurance space, correct?
Yeah, actually, he's one of the guys who's also on the broker side, who is, you could say, one of our competitors in a different IMO.
Of course. Yeah.
Obviously, he's got his own system. He's got his own platform that works very, very well for them. But there's not just only one way to do something. There's several ways to do it, but 100%. Like there's a lot of other successful people in the insurance space. You just got to find that right vehicle that's going to allow you to take it to where you want to go.
And there's literally no way one company is going to insure everybody. Like just like car insurance, you know what I mean? So, especially life insurance, because a lot of people are not insured at all. So you have it like there's just so many opportunities. I like his content. He puts out a lot of good content for entrepreneurs and stuff like that, for just on the valuetainment side of the business, where he's not really asking much for you. But if you watch his videos, he's interested in some really cool guys on there, interesting characters, as well as good tactical advice. You know what I mean? And great. I like to see good entrepreneurs out there that do also just give back as well, and like yourself, man. I mean, you're doing it in many different ways. But like in that industry, I just kind of gravitate to his messages, even though I don't really actually have anything to do with life insurance myself. I just think that I've always kind of gravitated to the channel because they interesting stuff on that. Valuetainment. Shout out to them. I always like good content creators, my man. And so then tell me now, like, who do you really typically like gravitate to as a customer? Like if someone's listening right now that you find really is the right age or the right, job title or industries that you've seen that just really need your help, need more and more of your help.
Yeah. I mean, just look around. Like if you drive up and down the road, you see a bunch of businesses, everybody says now hiring. It's because most people, they don't want to work for that minimum wage or maybe $1 or $2 above it. They feel that they're worth a lot more. And those are the people that we're attracting because, listen, in order to make more, you have to be willing to work more, but it all comes down to you. And to kind of give my example, the type of people that we would be targeting is I kind of take myself back to when I got in the industry. I was 20 years old,
Right.
fresh out of college, didn't really have any idea what I wanted to do. I went through high school with my guidance counselor saying that the only way you're going to make it is if you go to college and you get a degree. And then my mom wasn't a believer. When I decided to get into a sale, she said I was living this pipe dream that was never going to come true. And I was never going to be able to have the success, which just fueled the fire even more, which made me work even harder just to really prove everybody wrong.
Right.
But we're looking for those people that really they're not sure what they want to do. They're just getting into the workforce. Maybe they have some sales experience, selling cars, phones, solar, whatever it may be. But there's that ceiling, or their commission levels are lower, because this is really the game changer of what's allowed my agency to grow so fast within the last only couple years. Is we offer the highest comp in the industry. So most people start at a 30, 40, 50% commission level. Oh, wow. And we start everybody at 100% or higher.
Right. So you don't limit their capacity from the get-go.
Exactly. We want them making money immediately. We're not going to hold them back and push them down. We want to rise them up so we grow together, because the rule from the owner who founded Family First Life, and I'm just blessed to be a part of his IMO and have my own agency within it, has a goal where we don't focus on hiring few people with a large spread. We hire a lot of people with a little spread, and we make up with it in volume. That way everybody's winning and everybody's making money.
I love that, dude. So many people need these kind of opportunities too, because it's all about multiple streams of cash flow to become a millionaire, or if you want to become a multimillionaire, or if you just want to be more stable than you are today. You can hustle more than you think. And, some of the most successful entrepreneurs I've ever met or interviewed, et cetera, multiple streams of revenue, baby, coming from all different angles. I don't know this one's coming in from this one. This one's coming, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. And shout out to you for what you're building for your team. Over 150 folks of success, grinding. And as we know, every day is a challenge, man. So commend you, my man. Now, my man, we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Apple, baby. Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube. Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Facebook. Chicken or steak?
Chicken by far.
Chicken, baby. Laptop or smartphone?
Laptop.
Laptop. Spotify or Pandora?
Spotify.
Spotify. Movies or video games?
Neither.
No damn time for that shit. Reading books or listening to books?
Listening to books.
Listening, man. Nothing like Audible. Nothing like being able to do many things and also be learning. When you're thinking about stuff outside of your industry or your business, stocks or real estate for investing?
Stocks.
And then, because we all deserve it, my man, as entrepreneurs, as folks that work hard, if you're going to go on a vacation, which one are you going to choose, an ocean or a lake?
Ocean.
Let's go. Which ocean would you go on right now? You're out of here. Today's the day.
I'm a diehard fan of Cancun, man. I've been there several times. I just love Cancun.
Freaking
it's
awesome.
One of my favorite places.
Beautiful. The ocean out there, man, is unbelievable. The blue ocean once you get out there. Oh my God. And it's fun
you gotta wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, dude. I got literally, I went out there one time and I was buzzed and I was up on the pool and then I literally started peeling off my sunburn. And so I got a double sun. Oh, it was bad, bro. That was the only time in my whole life I learned early. Never, if you get a sunburn and you go back into the pool and it gets all wet, never peel it, please. Never peel it because it was horrible, dude. I still literally have burns on my back like little angel wings. From Cancun, baby, from Cancun. A week in Cancun by the beach, drinking all you can drink. Savvy fun. But dude, when you are waking up in your morning, Joshua, and getting ready for the day, pumped, energized, why do you love being you?
Honestly, I just feel like I've been put on this earth to impact other people and give back. I'm one of the most generous people that you'd ever make. And I know what people go through because it's not like I was ever given anything on a silver platter and I was just handed anything. I literally had to work for everything I have. And I reached out and I found the mentors I needed, and I educated myself on what I need to be educated on. So I can relate to just the normal person. And that's what makes it special, is when you can relate to somebody who is going through the same thing that you went through. It just makes me that much more excited and willing to help get them to that next level, because now it's not about how much money I make anymore. It's all about how many people can I impact, right, and how many lives can I change. And that's really what I look forward to every single day.
Once you get beyond money, that's the goals, right? Like once you get beyond a little bit of financial freedom, my man's got a little financial freedom for himself. And hey, we all aspire for that, right? Like everyone out there should aspire for financial freedom, to then also be able to have the blessings and opportunities to give, to grow your teams, to think a little unselfishly, if you want to call it. But it's so powerful, because that's like literally the greatest gift we can ever have. And to do it without the intention, most importantly, without the intention or PR and things like that, just because you want to do it and because it feels right, and that's why I love giving, especially intentionally. In all my businesses, I give. It's so important. It's a foundation of everything you can do in this life. If you are able to, some people aren't, but you can give your time. You can give love. You can give thanks. You can give things like that. They don't cost money, and if we can flush a toilet and we can drink some water, we all can be thankful for the day. Do you think you'll ever retire from the game of insurance, growing the business? Do you think there'll be a day you say, I'm done?
Honestly, no, because I've always believed in, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I love it so much. Is it stressful? Yes. Is there ups and downs? Absolutely. But that's life, right? So like personally, as long as I can continue to keep impacting people and I still have a voice, I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off.
The Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger mentality, baby. Berkshire Hathaway, folks, is a great company, insurance-based business. And I've read both the books. I've read a lot of tons of stuff. I've been to Berkshire Hathaway meetings. I'm an investor as well in Berkshire Hathaway. But just such a cool thing. I've been reading a book called The Art of Charlie Munger, The Tao of Charlie Munger, The Tao of Charlie Munger. Because that guy, literally, people think of Warren because he gets a lot of the upfront press and stuff, but he literally changed Berkshire. If they didn't have him in the beginning, it would be a different company. It would be it would not be as successful as it is without a lawyer that literally pushed him to do some stuff. And they took some bumps in the early end, but they end up making a damn good time. But they're still working, folks, in the 90s. Taking CNBC interviews in the 90s. Can you imagine? I mean, that's just the thing. It's like, if you keep your mind right, you never know. How do you start your day, my man? Do you have a routine, or what's the practice of getting going?
Yeah. So what really helps me out is obviously I wake up, drink a bottle of water, Bam. And then I exercise, because that's what I feel is needed, because what I do is not general labor or manual labor by any means. It's not physical. It's all mental. So if I could find a way to just kind of take myself away from everything else around me and focus on something completely different to start my day, and then get ready, it just gets me that much more excited and pumped up, ready to go for the day. Because somebody that is an entrepreneur that owns their own business, we work 24/7. So it's always work. So you need a little bit of separation in order to be able to really just take in charge of the entire day, because you only have so many minutes in a day. Right. So you have to find a way to maximize those minutes that you have. And you always have to make sure that you're very, very good with time management. And that's what kind of held me back early on in my career, is I was horrible at time management. Like I was trying to do everything together, and it just doesn't work that way. And you think you're getting ahead, but you're actually going backwards because you're accomplishing nothing.
And that is like literally an art on itself, is time management. And I'm right there with you, dude. There's nothing like when you get a good workout. I miss the gym as a dad. I got a 5-month-old and I got a 3-year-old, and with COVID and stuff like that, we just kind of shut down the gym stuff. Still work out a lot hard at the house, still do the HIIT cardio stuff, but dude, I miss those 1-hour sessions alone, doing stuff at the gym, like the row, the bike, the rowing machine and things like that. So I'm going to get back on that on a hard level. I still do my own thing. Every morning I do try to do a little meditation. I try to do at least anabolic aliens is the trainers I use on the YouTube. And it's not exactly the gym, but nothing like putting in the sweat before you work. That's something right about that. There's something right about that. And your body needs it. Your body needs it, especially these days. Stay healthy, vitamin D, supplements, hydration, and working out. Is there a skill you're trying to master right now? Is there something you're trying to get better at?
So honestly, right now, my whole career in the insurance space was always based off of face-to-face personal reaction. So right now, what I'm mastering is the virtual aspect of it, how to have control, how to be able to be the most effective and efficient when it comes to the virtual side or the telesales side. And it's not the same. Like, it is a lot different. There is a lot more that you have to adjust and adapt to. But right now, that is what I'm learning, where I'm putting together scripts and CRMs and processes and automations and lead generation. So that way, once I know, I'm a big believer, if I'm not going to share something or tell somebody what to do, unless I 100% have already achieved it or done it or figured it out.
Gotcha.
So right now I'm putting it all together to launch it. So that way people can come into a plug and play system
for our team members.
Yeah. Hit the ground running.
So it's so important to have all facets. People are going to still want to get back to the face-to-face, but there's the efficiency of online is insane. Like, I could be literally meeting with, like, I'll do like 3 podcasts, all different places across the country, sometimes the globe, and literally it's like back to back. No one has to travel to me. Boom, 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 boom. The thing about Zoom I found is as you know, my man, is I try to spice my little personality up a little bit in that voice inflections. And I find that people they either gravitate to that or not. On the show, I don't care because I'm the host. It's my show. I can do whatever I want. The Be Real show. But I found that that's just another thing that you can use in a Zoom call, because otherwise it gets a little bit kind of boring and kind of like the same thing. But if you can kind of just like throw it up a little bit, it just shows a little bit of extra, however that looks, folks, however that looks. Do you have a favorite app or a tool on your phone or that you just love working with that helps you in your business?
Honestly, I would say I have a CRM, which helps me tremendously in my business. It's called Agentic Pro. And what it's done is it allows you to have everything done into one spot rather than having to have a membership for an auto dialer, an email responder, a text responder, a calendar, a pipeline. It has it all built into one, which just makes your time that much more efficient. But you also can talk to a lot more people. You can get in touch with a lot more people, and you can have better results because you're very organized. And if anybody out there doesn't have a system like that, I highly recommend, Agentic Pro can be built out several different ways, not only just insurance, could be real estate, car salesman, solar, whatever the case may be, because it's a pipeline that everybody needs. And they're already probably using something, but they have a lot of these memberships put together when you could have one platform that does everything for you. Especially for training, dude.
Like, especially for training, like, it's great to have a million other tools, but goddamn, let's just keep it on one platform so I can that's what we train on. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise they limit you, or they let you do 10,000 times more things you can do. And then what do we do? Have to retrain them all. They're just the thing about the tools is, like you mentioned, have them all in one. So Agentic Pro, shout out to that one. That's a new tool that I'm hearing about. And I'm sure, like I said, in some of those industries, especially that are regulated, especially, it sounds like a tool. And like I said, man, dude, I can't tell you how many times I hear, I got too many tools. You know what I mean? Like, I just need one. And that's kind of the blessing and curse of technology is there's so much. If you could sit down and chop it up to a chicken dinner with anyone in the world, who do you want to sit down with today?
Oh, man, somebody that I would really like to sit down and just understand their everyday life would probably be Mark Cuban.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank. Obviously, he's an entrepreneur, broadcast that he's made so much money and been able to invest back into business. And I see myself being that same type of person, but just having that mentor, that right person, that connection, and being able to just pick his brain on giving me some advice and things that maybe I've done wrong that I could change. Just hearing it from somebody else, I think would be priceless.
to go along with this show, folks, he always shoots it real on Shark Tank, man. If you come in with this, some pipe, he hates those ones that say they can cure all things without any studies or any research or things like that. He'll just say, hey, dude, you're full of shit, man. Basically. And it's true because a lot of times people need to hear the real talk because their business is not a business. And then obviously he's a great entrepreneur, an incredible investor and entrepreneur. And obviously owner of the Dallas Mavericks, just a great dude. Seems like a great guy to have a drink with and have some dinner with, man. Chop it up, I like that. I like that guest. So my man, I appreciate your soul, your energy. And honestly, dude, you're creating an incredible life for yourself. Not only for yourself, but like you said, all those 150 of your team members, all of their customers that you guys are servicing and helping. Can we gravitate people to you? Where's the best place to send people online to find more about the business? And if they're interested, learn more about you guys.
Yeah, obviously, social media wise, search Josh Crisp. Obviously, you'll check me out on Facebook. Instagram is JACrisp2. Keep it pretty simple. And then our website, www.entourage, ENTOURAGE, agenthub.com, Entourage Agent Hub, which is a platform that's been built out so that way anybody in any walk of life can come in and have success because we have all the tools and the training right in front of you where it really is a plug and play method. So there's no guessing anymore.
And if you want that multiple streams, baby, just click the show note links and I'll put the link right in the show notes for you guys to go right there. And dude, like I always tell all my guests, you built an incredible life for yourself. Like I said, an incredible business, but continue more success, man. Continue more abundance. You deserve it, my man. And also hit those ocean lakes in the Cancun once sometime, man. You deserve that too for a little fun. Folks, you've been hanging out with Joshua Crisp and Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you again for your time today. And let's keep being real. Let's
Appreciate
go.
it, man.
What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today. Do you want to get featured on podcasts, guys? You can be a guest. And that's right. You have a story, and the people, the good folks at I Love Podcasts. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Do that every single day. This is a new company, guys, in the space of podcast agency. And they realize a lot of the people in the space it's just a commodity, and they don't care. And these folks care. And I literally love Kenny and the team at I Love Podcasts, and they are doing it right for their customers. So you guys can be a guest on a show. ilovepodcast.com. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Let's go.